What else has happened today? Having a look around here. Nothing much. Was listening to Josh Strife Says talk about other things while on my way back from driving. I don't mind Josh Strife Says. He definitely avoids politics a fair amount. It's kind of hard to gauge, like, because he takes the way he looks at things is like from a outsider's perspective, like looking out, and I'm like, yeah, I guess it makes sense, but I don't know. There was one video that I watched of Josh Strife Says. It was a video titled "You Probably Care About Too Many Things," and it got me interested. Like, it poked me up into thinking, you probably care about too many things. But personally, like from my experience, statistically, people probably care about too little. It was an interesting title on the video, so I clicked on it. It was basically about things on the internet, just like a lot of stuff that just happens on the internet, like you're constantly bombarded with information. And I kind of agree actually with Josh Strife Says on that living in a state of constant fear and anxiety just isn't healthy for you. Like, you should take a break from all the news that exists. And I think everyone who cares about politics and just things like that in general would also agree that you should probably not continue to be like hyper vigilant and knowing about all the information that goes on around the world, because it will get tiring. It gets tiring for me, for certain. But at the same time, you don't have to care about everything. But, you know, if a topic is brought up and you say nothing about it, it says a lot about you as a person, I feel. I believe Josh Strife Says mentioned that you need to perform on the internet and to seem to be upset about things when they happen. You know, anything that, like, you know, happens terribly on the news, such as the US starting wars and more wars happening everywhere else, and, you know, whatever amount of absolute thing that dreads you. But it's kind of the nature of the internet. Like, people don't know what you're thinking as an internet medium compared to in real life, where you can see a lot more of how someone feels, and like you can get a better gauge of people in real life than online. That's why people kind of, I guess, if you want to say perform, or if you really want to use the word virtue signal, yada yada, because the internet gives, I guess, sound bites. Like, you can only hear sound bites of people, really. Especially with short form content. It will get you really sound bites, and some things just can't be summed up within like a 3-minute video, honestly. I agree that people aren't meant to take on volume of like the massive amount of things that happened. Yeah, exactly, Bun. Being overwhelmed by bad news is a real thing, and you should pace yourself. And I think everyone who has gone through the trouble of organizing, you know, social movements in real life, they'll also tell you that you might need to take breaks from time to time. I'm almost certain they do. I do remember seeing it. So I think it's why community and working locally IRL can be so rewarding in that regard too, because you can actually see things change, you know, as they happen. The way to change things is very slow, just in general. And, you know, the medium of the internet is difficult to really get things changing in a way that you can see it. So yeah, I just think working with organizing locally IRL can also be beneficial to you as well. I also disagree with Josh Strife Says about us not celebrating wins, like on the internet. I'm pretty sure we do celebrate the wins, and it is, I think it's also important to celebrate any sort of wins that we have. But I'm sure Josh knows that like things aren't over. There is always, like, when it comes to changing things, there'll always be people trying to reverse the change, and things are never over.
No.
That's the tiring thing about politics. Like, whether it's politics or even creating content for YouTube, there is always something else in the future. But I mostly agree with Josh Strife Says about people on the internet maybe not wording it as you probably care about too many things, but you probably are burning yourself out over a lot of things. And you know what? It's okay to be silly on the internet and watch silly people even in times of absolute crisis. You can watch Bun, is what I'm saying. You can indulge in Bun.
Did you know that Reaper has a skin where he has a rat head? He has a rat skull head. And you can jump in the middle of the enemy team, and you can start ulting with this rat skin on, and you can shout, "Squeak!"